not a man. He's our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We need to learn to depend upon him because everything we seem to do, we seem to mess it up. So let's take a moment of silence for this country. All right, thank you. Oh, gracious Father, we come to your presence with thanksgiving. Thanking you for everything you have done. Realizing that we couldn't have accomplished anything without you. For this cause, I just want to say thank you. And Father, I'll be remiss not to thank you for Jesus and all this thing possible. Father, I pray for this year. Give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to build the family this past. Grant us unity, Father. I realize there's strength in unity. This is a good memory. I pray for each jury here and their families as well. I pray for everyone on it and their families, Father. And look at that mercy. I pray for understanding, for continuity. I pray for our country. I pray for our state. I pray for political leaders and religious leaders as well, Father. And look at that mercy. I pray for the less fortunate. I pray for the youth. And I pray for the others, Father. And Father, I pray everything that's getting done here will be mine. Give y'all all the praise and glory. In Jesus' name that I pray.
Amen.
Amen. Face the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ms. Harris, will you please call the roll, please?
Mr. Dexter Armstead.
Present.
Mrs. Kristen Chastain. Here. Mr. Michael Cheatham.
Here.
Mr. Kyle Flanagan.
Here.
Mr. Jason McCray.
Present.
Mr. Keith Mills.
Here.
Mr. Richard Olivo. Here. Dr. Chrissy O'Quinn. Here. President Lewis Kent.
We have a quorum. Need a motion to approve the agenda with one addition. The addition is Finance Committee recommendation to approve quotes from Allen Tree Service to remove dead wood from live oaks at the courthouse, $24,700. That's the addition.
I make a motion to approve with the one addition.
Motion by Mr. Mills, second by Mr. McCray to approve the agenda. Any discussion? Question from the audience? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Old business. Adopt the minutes from the January 5th, 2025 regular meeting, if everyone read them.
Make a motion to accept.
Motion by Mr. McCray. Second by Ms. Chastain. Any discussion? Question from the audience? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. New business, introduction and presentation from CSRS. State your name, please. And your company.
Okay. Good evening, President Kennedy, and to the members of the police jury, members of the audience. My name is Des Moines Rutledge. I'm joined by my colleague, Matthew Martinick, who you will hear from momentarily. And we're with CSRS, now a Westwood company, deep roots in the greater metropolitan area for more than 48 years, providing solutions around planning, program management. And one of the lines of service that we offer is grants management, which brings us here tonight regarding the Safe Streets and Roads for All grant that you received. I commend you and your staff for having the vision and foresight to apply for such a grant.
Thank you.
It may interest you to know that you received one of the largest awards in the state. It's an effective tool that we're assisting other communities with, not only throughout South Louisiana, but Texas as well. And it's an effective tool to revitalize communities, particularly around a safety plan around transportation. I want to dispense with a whole lot of talking and invite Matthew to come up and share with you some of the salient points associated with the grant and leave some time to facilitate any questions if there be any. That's okay with you, Mr. President. And I want to appreciatively acknowledge Dr. O'Quinn. She and I used to work together many years ago. It's good to see you.
Just a couple years.
Just a couple of years ago. We don't want to date ourselves.
Thank you, members of the police jury. So if you're not aware, East Feliciana Parish, the Federal Highway Administration announced would receive $1.2 million to conduct its first safety action plan under what's called the Safe Streets and Roads for All grant program. You have a significant budget to really get in there and define projects. And the critical thing about this program, and I won't be too long-winded, is the way it is structured is you have to have the plan completed first, and then they have a trailing stream of implementation dollars. So you've got to conduct the planning exercise first, define where it is that you have safety issues, define the interventions that are associated with responding to those, assign costs to them, and then you've got a dedicated bucket at Federal Highway to support the implementation of those things. So you've got a planning award that will allow whoever you choose to take a deep dive on that exercise and really, I think, position the parish for a lot of good implementation wins going forward. I know Mr. Des Moines got or y'all now have an example of one that was done on a much smaller budget than the one you have, but just by way of example, you've got one that we recently completed for the city of Westwego, similar in sort of population relative to the parish, but certainly doesn't have that rural context that you have here. City of Westwego identified about $30 million in capital projects that they wanted to functionally advance through their planning process. They've since secured, they finished it in April, they've since secured $7 million of that. They've got in application another $22 million to functionally advance, both through Economic Development Administration and Federal Highway. But the point is what comes off this planning effort, whoever you end up choosing to facilitate that process needs to be implementation oriented and needs to be something that y'all can really run the football with. So with that, I'll quit being so long-winded, and if you got any questions, happy to answer them.
Any questions? We was fortunate enough to get this $1.2 million safety improvement infrastructure grant. We need to administrate it. But like you said, it's a process you have to go through. I know most of y'all are not familiar with it, but we met. He had some good ideas. Any questions? But I just want you to introduce yourself to the jury and to the public.
Yeah.
You have any cards you can give these jurors?
Well, Des Moines is reminding me that time is of the essence here. So, you know, with the federal government, if you sit and wait for them to come knock on your door and advance this thing, you'll be waiting a long time. So, you know, what I would urge you to do is proceed with your solicitation for professional services to herd the cats and get this award expendable and functionally start advancing this work so that you can get in that queue for those implementation dollars as quickly as possible.
Try to be a more proactive instead of reactive.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Don't wait on them.
We don't wait. We got to do what we got to do. Thank you, sir.
Be assertive.
Do you have a business card?
Yes, I will get you one. Thank you all for having us.
What is the time frame? I'm sorry. What was the time frame on?
So you got an FY25 award, which was announced, that was applied for in the spring. It was announced right in between Christmas and New Year's that you were going to receive that award. To draw that award down into what we call an award agreement so that you can actually start expending those funds, if you lean into the process, it can be as quickly as a couple of months. If you wait on them, you could be waiting a couple years.
And how much did we get again?
You got 1.2 million.
1.2, okay.
Congratulations.
I don't want to wait 2 years, so we're going to try
No,
to
I
implement this pretty quick.
appreciate it.
No, get after it because we're on the backside of a 5-year transportation authorization and appropriation, and it's about to come in again. Congress will be considering a transportation reauthorization, and all of what came out of the infrastructure bill, we're about to go through that cycle once more. So you'll be in really good position.
But thank you.
Y'all take care.
Thank you for coming. Okay, next on the agenda, introduction and presentation of DSRI. State your name, please.
Good evening, jurors. My name is Tucker Delahy. I'm joined by my colleague James Condrat here. We are developers for a company named Desiree, and really the reason we're here tonight is purely informational. We just want to introduce ourselves, talk a bit about our company, what we do, and the project we have in development. So we work for a company called Desiree. They are a top 5 independent power producer, one of the largest power producers in the country with over 6 gigawatts of projects contracted. Here in Louisiana, we have 4 operational projects as we speak and several more projects that are in development. One of those projects that's in development is right here in East Feliciana Parish. We call it Blues Creek. It's in Mr. Olivo's district. And it's a pretty early stage project. So again, that's just why the reason we wanted to socialize our plans with you. I understand it's a pretty appropriate time to bring it up, given everything that's going on. So this project would be a 100 megawatt photovoltaic facility that we would expect to start construction on around Q2 or Q3 of next year, 2027. And we would expect to hit commercial operations by the end of the following year, by Q4 of 2028. Now this project is still going through MISO's large generator interconnection process, which has been pretty clogged up in recent years. But we're coming towards the final stage of the interconnection process and working with that grid operator. So as we approach the end of that process, Desiree is looking to get some sort of clarity on the permitting process here for the project, which is why we wanted to bring this project to you, give you an opportunity to ask any questions about the project. I will say in my experience in doing this, this is one of the best sited projects with very few neighbors around, natural vegetative screening. It's a great project from a standpoint of distance to electrical infrastructure, especially given all the large loads coming to Louisiana. But speaking a bit about timeline, I understand that you guys have a draft solar ordinance that has not been adopted yet, and there's also a moratorium, solar moratorium that will be proposed later on the agenda. So we just wanted to give you guys the opportunity to ask questions about the project and just let us know, or we wanted to let you know of our plans going forward and invite a conversation. One thing that I will say on the ordinance front, Desiree has worked broadly with parishes and communities all over the U.S. to adopt solar ordinances. I've personally worked with Washington Parish officials and St. James Parish officials to adopt ordinances that deliver real value to the communities. They make sure that the solar farms are built well, sited well, not an eyesore, that they function as they should, and they're maintained properly. And that's about all I have to say. I have no real ask. I invite questions.
You said the project will encompass 1,000 acres, right? Off of 68?
Yes, as contemplated, it would be about 1,000 acres of array area.
And it won't start until 27. You just introduce yourself right now. Any questions?
I do. I suggest the next time you give us a handout, you have the right parish selected. That's not our parish.
Sorry about that.
Made a mistake. Things happen. Yes, sir. Well, we know the project is for East Feliciana Parish. We know that it's on the 68, Highway 68, southeastern part of the parish. Mistake was made. People make mistakes. No one is perfect.
That's my mistake.
Okay.
Got no one else to blame for that.
Any other questions before I ask the question?
Go ahead, Mr. Allen.
Okay. As everybody knows, this is in my district. My landowners are over there. I'm not the villain. Mr. Yarborough brought a project here, how long has it been, 4 years, 5 years? 4 years. And so, nothing has really happened yet, because I know everything's all tied up. So, a lot of questions haven't been answered, so the reason, now we will take care of the moratorium in this discussion. I really don't care about a moratorium. I didn't know how far along y'all were, because I know that the land's been leased for quite a while, just like them. And I didn't want us to get caught short, because I'm sure y'all fine young men, but we cannot, we got to be looking forward instead of saying, oh, I wish we'd have done that, because these solar farms that's already cooking, you know, so, but you done covered the acres of how many you got working right now. That was a question. The next is, do y'all plan on going to the Commerce and Industry Board to cut us out of any tax, ask for that exemption? Do y'all plan on doing that?
Are you talking about ITEP?
Yes.
We do not plan on pursuing
Okay.
ITEP.
I just want you, I want to have you on record, you're not doing that.
Sure, on record.
Because anybody that keeps up with this kind of stuff, you go to North Louisiana, and they killed Richland Parish. Took it all away from them, okay? So that's really my biggest, and so we don't have to go to the part that we appeal or any of that stuff. You're not going to the Commerce and Industry Board.
Correct.
It's got to be I'm gonna answer this for you. It's got to be a viable project or you would be putting it here.
Absolutely.
Because it's all about making money. The next thing is, you talked about the power's got to go somewhere. Where do you plan on zeroing in on? You know, where are you gonna send the power to?
So that's a great question. After the power gets on the grid,
No, right now, where would you plan on putting, where are you gonna send it to? You gonna send it further this way? You gonna send it up into Westfield to the closest station, or, I mean, do you have that handled already with Entergy?
yeah. So that's a great question. We're gonna most likely interconnect to a 138 kV line just south of the project map that we handed you folks. After the energy is put onto that line,
You're
it's
not going into Westfield, you're gonna tie in south on Highway 61 at that substation right there?
it will most likely be a line tap at this point.
Okay.
There's some nuance I'm happy to explain to you.
You can't define nothing, but you're working on it, that's what you're saying.
Yes, the 138 kV line.
And is the end user, are you sending it to Georgia, or is it coming up here?
So we have no say in who the end user is.
Okay.
That's entirely up to Entergy.
Well, hey, I mean, look.
Ask questions, I want you to.
Yeah, very
I want
fair
you to ask
question.
questions.
So
Please
you're
do.
not saying that, is Westfield gonna be the intended user? You're not shooting for that?
Well, we don't have any say there.
One of the very most important parts that I have of this is that not construction jobs. How many jobs is this gonna create?
How many long-term jobs? For a 100 megawatt project, it would probably be about 2 to 3.
2 to 3, okay. Well, you do it better than this project over here, will be 1. And I might as well go ahead and ask this. It's more, this one is two landowners. Well, it's multiple landowners in that area that got large amount of acreage. Are you working any of that?
Are we working any of that from an?
Working with any other landowner over there?
Yes, we have leases with two separate landowners.
And just from my knowledge, a solar farm, now all this comes off the World Wide Web. A solar farm can earn on the average between 21 and 42,000 per acre. Is that correct? Or is that,
I don't know any per acre numbers off the top of my head.
all right?
We contract on a per megawatt hour basis, and it does vary
One of,
greatly.
and how much you cut is, we don't need to know that, but I have that here. And the other is, and you brought it up, that we have not defined or refined our ordinances. And that is my, part of this to the jury, is that we have to get, we gotta get busy and get this done. Because y'all are here. You ain't here just to hang out with us, I can tell you.
That's right.
And, and because I've talked to the permit man, and the one project here, he wrote a permit for a power pole, okay? So, I mean, we
all I want from East Feliciana Parish is for us to get as much that we can get. That's fair. And like I said, I'm sure y'all fine young men, but, the end results, when you pull out, you ain't gonna kiss us. You just gonna leave. And then you ain't coming back. You know, the landowners, you know, I can call them out, they gonna get their money. But once y'all through with us. So I'm speaking to the jury, and I'm speaking, because I represent the public, and in no way am I trying to harm the landowners. That ain't, because I know my landowners over there, and, I know that, you know, I've been on this job 6 years, and, going into the 7th year, and, so I won't even get into that. But anyhow, I want to make sure that the parish is taken care of.
Absolutely.
And it's not going to harm the landowners, because they get their money. It's y'all that's got to be, you got to play fair.
Absolutely.
And I can tell you, all of them, if you tell me something, I ain't letting up. So hold you to your word.
Absolutely. We'd be happy to work with you on a project agreement or an ordinance, whatever form that takes, and it can all be in writing.
I think that, and another question for mine, would it be fair to say that there's 320 to 396 panels per acre, and that would generate enough power to do 31 homes? Do you have that in your?
I don't have those stats off the top of my head, but I could get them. I can get them for you.
Right, I was just asking.
Got it.
If you had that in your computer. So when we got to work on our permits, we got to work on our ordinances, because, I mean, just right up front, I don't want to leave one nickel on the table.
Absolutely.
Under the table, on the table, don't want to leave nothing behind. And I'm speaking to the jury here, and, you know, and to everybody. So that being said, I think I covered it all.
Okay, I'll make sure you got it all out now. I want to come back and say I want to
No,
see.
I mean, look,
Okay.
what have I been telling you about this? I mean, this ain't no secret with me and him. I've been
Yeah,
talking
we've been
about it.
talking.
And, you know, so that's all I got to say.
Thank you.
Any more questions? And I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you very much.
If you need to get in touch with me, everybody in America's got my phone.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
And I understand that everybody makes mistakes, but
Well, no, everybody don't, you don't think.
You don't make any? I didn't.
I make all of them.
Okay, we can move on with the agenda, okay.
Thank you.
Request moratorium on solar farm, Juror Richard Oliver.
Okay, we'll table that.
Yes,
He's
sir.
gonna answer the questions, and we know what we got to do.
Motion to table, please.
So moved.
All in favor? Invite our audiences, Mr. Oliver, if you can redefine them, they will be completed for our next meeting.
Okay.
Jeff is working on them.
I didn't have no idea this was gonna drag everybody up, and I kinda had
Yes, sir.
thought of that. So now, instead of us like we did our other ordinances, and I wanna commend our office, our jury. We got our ordinances straight,
Yes, sir.
and surrounding parishes have not done what we did. So,
We're here to curve, but it will be presented to the jury at our first meeting.
we gonna get this straight, so we're gonna be good.
We're good. I just want you to be aware that the ordinances will be redefined. Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, discuss Waste Pro contract and take action if necessary. Say, we met with Waste Pro on what, Thursday? And we had some teeth put into our contract.
We met with them Thursday, we discussed some we discussed some things that needed to be in the contract, amended the contract, I sent it to them, they said that they don't want any part of it, go ahead and advertise it. I think that y'all may have received the email that they responded back with today.
I understand, they were trying to go with the RFP. I mean, you go ahead with the RFP? Yeah. Okay.
Mr.
Well, I've said previously about the dollars and cents on this. I just want everybody to know that, you know, there's some potential for this going up. I think we have a certain nest egg of money to fund this household waste collection. And I think putting it to bid would trigger this uptick in pricing. So I want everybody, all
Be
9 of
aware.
us, to know that that's what's coming if we go that route. Mr. Richard, I don't know if there's something I forgot, but that's just really what I want to say. I want to be,
I appreciate people here that don't normally come to these meetings, and our trash is funded by sales tax.
1 cent.
And so, and these guys over here know more than me because they've been here long. It's funded by sales tax, and so sometimes things don't get caught up if we're not catching. But if we open this can of worms up, and I appreciate Sam doing this research and tweaking this stuff, but maybe we're gonna have to retweak because the average, if we put this out, our garbage money is gonna go fast because it's not gonna be what we're paying now.
No, not even close.
And I'm asking all jurors to make a couple of calls and you'll find out. I ain't making this up.
It's going to increase
We gonna
significantly.
go from, I had it at 13, for some reason.
With 14.65. 14.65.
We're gonna call that $14.
Yeah,
All right, when it goes from 14 to 24,
or 34.
if we tread water right now, money's gonna go fast.
And money got to come from somewhere.
And the problem is, that means that some of our residents are gonna have to start
Paying for it.
paying out for
Exactly.
their trash pickup, whereas right now it's hidden in a tax.
Mhm.
And if you don't buy your groceries or buy your gas here, you're not even paying, you know? If you're not spending money here, you're not paying for the trash pickup.
You have,
So,
you got to buy a car about every 2 years. Add all that together, I think about it a lot. And over there where I'm at, some of these folks over there too. We 8 miles from St. Francisville, we 8 miles, 8.5 miles to Zachary, 14, 15 miles to Jackson. I try to come to Jackson as much as I can, but everybody does what's easy.
and the only other thing I'll say, from the dollars and cents standpoint, is you add more houses, that's more of a burden on us to fund. So just be wary of that as well. That was brought up to me, and I, be honest with you, I hadn't thought about it until we got down into more of the numbers, trying to figure the scenario out, what that looks like. So as there's more rooftops, it's more burden on us to fund those rooftop collections.
You can digest it, so it's going up. And the money got to come from somewhere, that pays on to the constituents. Right now, nobody paid a garbage fee, as long as I've done this year.
Well, if we keep wage pro, it's still gonna go up, ain't it?
No,
They gonna keep it where it is.
keep right where it's
They're
at.
just not gonna pick up the trash and we're paying the same amount we've been paying. So, still have subpar service for what we're paying.
You know, so it's not going to increase.
but the option is, Kristen, to charge the residents.
I think they'd want their garbage picked up. I think they'd pay $24 to have their garbage picked up.
I don't.
My major concern with that, how we gonna collect it? How we gonna collect it?
We're not saying how to collect it. I'm just telling you, y'all don't have people calling y'all every single day about this. I do, every single day. Y'all might think Waste Pro is wonderful. I think they have been terrible in my area. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm so sick of calling that place to pick up the same residents' trash every week. Every week. And I come here, y'all, oh, it's okay, it's gonna cost us more money. Well, y'all aren't hearing it from the people of this parish. I am.
You think you're crying now?
Oh, I hear
When they drop the fee go up to $15, $20 more,
It's not
they're gonna
because I
really
didn't
be
do
crying.
anything about it. They're
They
crying
are.
me, telling me they want me to do something about it, this is what I wanna do about it. They might not like what happens,
I don't
but
wanna punish the parish because it's the way you can address that. We could charge litigation, liquidation, and make them pay for the mistakes, which it wasn't in the contract. So we could punish them as well as they can punish us, you know.
Ms. Chastain, I'd like to say, anytime that I talk to somebody about the garbage, I say, I personally do. I got mine in pretty good shape, but I know you don't. Now, I don't know why why they can't fix it. But
Me neither.
I don't know why, but I will say this, like I said, when we change from whatever the other guy,
Wait a minute.
if we think that we change companies and it's gonna be better, I said exactly this, you believe in Tinkerbell, because it's not gonna be better. Now,
It
they
won't be better
might,
in my area?
they
That's all
might
I
get
care about.
they might get your area messed
Yeah.
up, and they come to me.
But I care about the whole parish.
Well-
Every individual in this parish, the elderly, which can't afford an increase in garbage pickup. Got a lot of elderly people on fixed income. You know, you're gonna punish them also, you know. They think about the whole picture, not just part of the picture. And we to represent the whole parish, and we should be firm and fair with everyone. You know, nobody's perfect. Garbage pickup is not perfect. Everybody have problem with garbage pickup. And everywhere I seen, the price went way up. They changed companies, I mean, it went way up.
I understand what Christian is saying.
I am too.
I had a lot of problems with them too, but here over in the past, they came out and rectified and they made it good.
Oh, they do every
And,
time I call.
yeah.
Oh, they for sure come out, they rectify every time I call, but I shouldn't have to do that every single week with the same people.
Well, same thing happened to me. I might get hit 3 or 4 weeks in a row, but, and a lot of times it's some issues, substitute driver, they pulled off, but then I might go 2, 3, 4 months and never hear. Yeah, it seems like, you know, every time you turn around, you get a call. But, and in turn, I do, 24 hours later, I do get, you know, a pickup or a response back.
Kristen, do you think it might help if we had a punishment for them, like a large fine that, see, we don't have that
We're
now.
putting that in the contract.
But
Yeah,
that's what, but
I
the
mean, you-
contract, they don't want any part of it, right? Isn't that what I understood?
Go on, Mr. DA.
Let me just kind of explain what's going on. We entered into a contract in 2021. I didn't see the contract. I don't know when the contract was signed. They didn't have any penalty provisions in the contract at all. And we came here over and over and over and over. You had them come up to this microphone and they explained to you what they were gonna do different. You made a motion in December to terminate their contract because we had a certain period of time to terminate their contract. We sent a letter saying the contract was terminated. They received the letter, they immediately wanted to have a meeting with some of the jurors and discuss what they can do. They said, here are some of the penalties that we use in other districts. They sent it to us. I drafted it up, I sent it back to everybody, now they say they don't want to do it. They sat there and they said, it's gonna go up. I said, how do we know it's gonna go up? Nobody's here from any other company say it's gonna go up except you. They say, we'll keep it the same if you just extend our contract. And we said, we will, but we want some penalty provisions in there. And we sent it to them, they rejected it. If they want the same contract, they can bid the same price and get the same contract. I think if they came up again and there's any kind of price fluctuations, really a little bit higher or a little bit lower, you really wouldn't have to award them the lowest bidder contract because you had so many difficulties with them before. You know, they're kind of all over the place. It's y'all's decision what y'all want to do. I typed the penalty provisions up. I sent it to them. They pretty much rejected it. Now's the time to do something. You said you wanted to advertise for a new company. You're in the process for advertising for a new company. You're about to send the advertisements out. You have to do it on a timely basis. So if you want to do something, you probably need to do something tonight. You know, if you want to keep them, keep it like it is. If you want to keep it and say, hey, we want to amend our contract, well, you know, I don't know if they're going to be wanting to amend the contract. I mean, we've already tried that. So I don't really know what to tell you to do on that.
So we can authorize Mr. Harris to go ahead and pull the trigger.
I will say, Ms. Kristen, just to piggyback off of what Mr. Sam said, there's at least one additional party interested, I believe, in bidding on this. So I think there is some options for other people out there. Quality of service, that remains to be seen, but there's at least one other option, I believe, that's going to be interested in the contract if we get to that point.
So when will you start the advertisement? Go ahead. Wednesday, okay? Weissman on Wednesday.
That'll be for the residential garbage.
Residential garbage. How come we- yeah.
It'll be there Wednesday.
Okay.
We had already sent it out, so what we would've been trying to do is stop. It was probably gonna run Wednesday anyway.
Yeah, okay. So the ball is rolling now. Any more comments? Any more questions? Now we're gonna move on. Approve the 2026 liquor license for Back Road Steak and Seafood.
No
Okay.
action,
No action? What happened?
on number 4. No action.
No action. No action. Number 5, approve 2026 liquor license for Back Road Steak and Seafood, 3435 Plank Road, Slow.
Oh,
So moved.
yeah,
Motion by
second,
Dr. Quinn.
second.
Second by host of jury. Any discussion? Question from the audience? Not all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda, committee and staff reports. Executive committee. Committee appointment. I've made some, look in your folder, you see the committees that I placed each and every one on. I named a chairman, the chairman of finance, Mr. Kyle Flanagan. Personnel chairman, Dr. Chris O'Quinn. Being the private chairman, Mr. Dixon Armstead. DPW director, chairman, Mr. Jason McCray. It's the list of committees that you are on. They try to get every juror involved in 1 or 2 committees. Have a copy of it in your binder. Anybody fine with the appointment to the committee? That's all I have, okay? Personnel committee, chairman, Chris Oakley. Finance committee, chairman, Kyle Flanagan.
Yes, sir, I have multiple items. We're going to start out with item A, approve monthly invoices.
Mr. Oliver,
One second.
second by host of jury. Any discussion? Question from the audience? None all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Item B is discuss take action on CEA with East Feliciana Drug Council to administer a portion of opioid funds. Ms. Sandra Hayes.
Ms. Hayes? I just saw it come in. This year. All right, state your name.
Sandra Hayes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
If you could tell us a little bit about the program. I believe we've discussed it in committee, but I'd like for the other jurors to know a little bit about what you're asking for, please.
So we're asking for, we're asking for $102,000 to support, to support the opiate program that would be, services provided through the East Feliciana Alcohol and Drug Council, to be started in March 2026.
And it was our recommendation from the committee to allow this additional funding to go to them for their projects they have upcoming.
And Mr. DeQuilla did look over the flyer.
I make the motion that we accept.
Mr. McCray, second by Dr. Quinn. Any discussion? Question from the audience? None all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I need to back up with the addition for the finance committee anyway. Recommendation to approve quote from Allen Tree Service to remove dead wood from live oak trees at the courthouse.
Yes, sir. There were 2 arborists that bid on this project, and this would be removing of dead wood and pruning of the oak trees, as well as fertilization of the oak trees around the courthouse. Allen's Tree Service was the lesser of the 2. It was a combined $24,700. And that was the recommendation to go with Allen's for those services.
Second.
Mr. Allen, thinking about Coach Cheatham. I went looked at those trees. Those trees have a lot of dead limbs on them because of the drought and other neglect on our behalf. So we're trying to rectify those problems. We don't want to lose those trees.
That's right.
No. We need to do everything in our power to protect them. The courthouse is our icon in this parish. Everyone come and see our courthouse. It's the oldest active courthouse in the country being used as a courthouse. It's beautiful. I tell everybody just go look at it. Any more questions? Is that all in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried. Okay, Mr. Franklin.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. The next item would be item C, discuss take action on CEA with East Feliciana Communications District, Ben Chastain. Mr. Ben said that he was unable to make it and that basically if we pass this, he would be happy to sign off on the recommendation from the committee that the jury would pay the energy electric bill and the Starlink internet service. That would be what we as a jury would commit to for them, for their operations. They currently house Mr. Bueller, Homeland Security, and that's where he works from.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir, that is a motion.
Second. And I believe in doing corporate endeavors, word of mouth will say anything.
Yep.
If you got something in black and white, you got something to lean back and fall back upon. I think that's the best way for the jury to go into corporate endeavors with these organizations and these entities. Okay, brother, all in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried.
I abstain.
Yeah, one abstain. Okay, Mr. Franklin.
Next item is recommendation to renew property, wind, equipment, general liability, public officials liability, business auto, and excess liability insurance for 2026. Will Andrews.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Try to make this as brief as we can, but there's a lot of ground to cover here. When I came before the Finance Committee, there was a piece of this puzzle that I didn't have, and that was the wind buy-down cost. So if you'll pull out the packet that I handed out, first page there is going to be a summary of the cost of the different coverages. Now, we can get into particulars later if you want to. But the wind buy-down cost I didn't have. So for those of you that were here for the Finance Committee meeting, I had estimated $37,000, and I told you I thought that was going to be a high estimate on that. It actually came in at $27,983.86, so $10,000 less than my worst case scenario. All that to say, all of the lines of coverage that you have right now, if you total them up and you look at your total cost for 2025 versus this renewal cycle, you're $1,935.32 less than what you were last year. And I have not been able to stand up here and tell you that for a while. And so I am extremely pleased to say, you know, it's not a lot less than, but in the insurance world, that's big to be able to say that. So
That's including the wind buy-down?
that includes the wind buy-down. You don't have to take the wind buy-down. I mean, this is something that we've talked about year over year. So if you, what the wind buy-down does, just to jog your memory, is right now you have a 2% deductible for any kind of wind damage. That's 2% of the building value. So that can be a large number. And what the buy down does is it buys down that deductible to a straight $10,000 deductible for wind. And so when you got a large property schedule like you guys have, I mean, if you had a wind claim, one, it would pay for itself. It would pay for itself with one. But that's optional. You do not have to get that. You can say, I don't want that, and you know, and you just have a higher deductible.
It's like rolling the dice. Have you ever seen straight line winds before? Have you ever seen them? It's nothing nice, I
Yeah.
promise you.
And this is any wind. This could be wind from straight lines, tornado, hurricane, doesn't matter. It's all included. Now, so that, well, let's, are there any questions on that? Yes, sir.
What, on the outgoing policy, what was the wind buy-down amount for?
Last year?
Yes.
$37,310.80.
Thank you.
Yep. So most of the savings this year were on the property and the wind. Those were where your savings were. And of course, the last couple of years, that's where you've been getting hammered, is the property cost. And the other coverages, the general liability, was pretty close. It was 2,000 more, equipment 1,200 more, and the auto is up a little bit. It's 7,500 more. But again, overall, you're about 1,900 less than where you were last year. Now, we had a discussion in the Finance Committee meeting about terrorism coverage. And we had a healthy discussion. The terrorism, the national terrorism coverage that you have to accept or reject every year was going to be a little over $10,000 for terrorism coverage. And so there was some questions about that, and I suggested if you're even thinking about that, let me go to the private market and look at that, because there's some bigger, broader options that I can get for probably a better premium. So since last Tuesday, I've been working trying to get that, got that in today. And if you wanted to go with a terrorism type coverage, I would suggest, and I've got it highlighted in red on your sheet, there's, through the private market, you can get terrorism and malicious attack coverage for $6,652.73, which is less than $10,000, and it's much broader coverage. So it includes not only acts of terrorism, which, as we discussed in the Finance Committee meeting, the national terrorism coverage that you get, it's got to be declared an act of terrorism, and it's got to be signed off by the National Homeland Security to coerce the government of the United States. This terrorism coverage is much more broad, and it is an act of terrorism against any governmental entity. It does not have to have all of the stamp-offs that the national terrorism coverage has, okay? So it's broader from that perspective. And then it also includes a malicious attack. So it could be a violent event that not only may damage property, but there's a liability portion to it as well that's included, $1 million liability piece to it.
And Dr. Quinn brought up about domestic terrorism. That's a hard thing to try to define, right?
Yeah, so what I did, this isn't in your package because there was way too many pages, but with this quote, they define malicious attack, okay? And the way they define it is malicious attack means any event that involves the use of a firearm, handheld weapon, explosive device, moving vehicle, aircraft, or drone. Okay, so it is all of those things. Number 2 is intended to harm another person or group of persons. And 3 is carried out or attempted by a person or group of persons acting alone or on behalf or in connection with an organization. So it adds a whole broader layer of coverage beyond just a terrorism act. An act of terrorism is meant to instill fear and persuade a governmental body by a group that's ideological, has a ideology or something behind the reason for their attack.
You have foreign and domestic.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes. So the terrorism piece includes foreign and domestic. The malicious attack goes beyond that, and it could be something like somebody walks through the door and sets off a bomb or opens fire on this audience of people. And so not only destroys the building coverage, but the people who are injured in this audience, victims, could have a liability argument that you didn't provide a safe environment, okay? So this coverage would address that sort of issue, something like that. This is the kind of coverage that I write for school districts a lot, you know. But really, you know, your courthouse is probably, you know, if I was thinking about, okay, all the different governmental areas, you know, the courthouse is probably your first, you know, probably your biggest target for something like that. And then secondarily, probably, you know, a building, this meeting type thing.
And I've never been in support of the terrorism part. I've always said no.
You've always rejected it.
Always, even with different committees and different groups. But given the fact that there has been terrorism in different places, we've had people come in and shoot up courthouses in small communities, we've had all that kind of stuff happen. I asked the question. And so this all stems from, this is not the same place we were living in 10 years ago.
Or the same world.
It's not even the same world, I just prayed on that, it's not even the same world.
Yep.
It's only gonna get worse, believe me.
He filled out some stuff that I like better than it was before, so I'm all for it.
So what's the pleasure of the jury?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Not about terrorism, but about this policy. Our commercial auto side, has the value of the vehicles on the policy been reviewed? Was this something that you and I had a discussion at one time before? Does this premium reflect that in that annual review of values of vehicles?
So yes, so the way they value the vehicles is they use a cost new on those vehicles. So it was last year we went through and took off some physical damage on some older units that, and I think y'all even, ultimately y'all got rid of those units. Didn't make any sense to have physical damage. So now your fleet is much younger, much newer, so that those values, once that vehicle is assigned that value, it keeps that value from a pricing standpoint. I think what you're thinking about is the equipment. The equipment values is what really needs to be reviewed and adjusted because those depreciate every year. So the way those claims are settled and the way they price those is a little bit differently. So with the vehicles, you would say, we don't want physical damage coverage at all, but if we do, the vehicles, the values that are assigned are the same. With the inland marine, we review those values. And
Right.
yes, sir, we went through that exercise.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure that at next year renewal, that we go through and determine whether we want physical damage on vehicles, and if so, which ones, so.
Absolutely. Yes.
Any more questions? What's the pleasure on the term, militias and courage? It's $7,000 extra.
Yeah, I would add, if you wanted the terrorism, again, that, you see that number, it's $6,652.73.
I'll make a motion we take it this time.
Adopt the policy with the,
When he
the
got
terrorism.
into domestic stuff, the guns and so forth, it's affordable. But if it's tied to national, no, I don't think it would work for us, but
No.
it's made it down to our level, I think we need it.
well, I'll second that, Mr. Richard.
Okay. Any more discussion?
I have one piece, and I
Please
want
go.
to clarify this, because even if y'all vote to accept it, okay, I want you to understand, if you vote to accept it, that's great, we'll write the policy. You still have to accept or reject the national coverage. Like, that's something that you have to accept, so we'll reject that one,
Right.
but you would take this private version, so I just wanted everybody to
So
understand
it really
that.
wouldn't be terrorism, it'd be something else. Understand? It won't be terrorism.
Yes.
We're rejecting
We
it.
rejecting the
Yeah.
national policy.
Right.
We just go into a local policy.
Right.
So that, we can amend my motion to say that,
You need to, yeah.
and if Mr. Kyle seconds it,
Yes, I'll second that with the amendment.
Any more discussion, question from the audience? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Will.
Thank you.
Next item is recommendation to approve East Feliciana Exercise Support Task Order from HGA. What this is a task order not to exceed $25,000 for HGA to assist in the upcoming drills at the River Bend Nuclear Regulatory Exercise, I guess I should say, the official name. This would assist with situational manuals, supporting the parish, and planning, meetings, et cetera, et cetera. It's in your binder if you'd like to go down the list.
This could be a major drill, I mean, one of the biggest one ever.
That's the biggest one, isn't it?
Yeah, the biggest one, yeah.
And over the period of 5 years, it brings us $200,000, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
200,000.
Roughly, come get so much,
I think it's
$40,000 a year
for 5 years.
for 5 years.
Well, I'll make that motion that we,
Second it.
Motion by Mr. Flanagan, second by Dr. O'Quinn. Any discussion? Question from the audience? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
And the final item is recommendation to approve 2026 single sales tax collection agreement with East Feliciana Parish School Board.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Question from the audience? As you know, the school boards collect all our sales tax for the whole parish. And we couldn't do it for the price they do it for ourselves, it's impossible. So, Mr. Lowball is here, any comments for him, but it's a standard endeavor, we renew it every year. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good evening, President Kent, Vice President O'Quinn, jurors, public. I'm Jonathan Lovall with the East Feliciana Parish School Board. This is a renewal of the single sales tax collection agreement for the East Feliciana Parish School Board and the East Feliciana Police Jury. As you know, you collect a 3-cent sales tax on all sales in the parish. As the East Feliciana Parish School Board, we collect that for you in accordance with this agreement. It's an annual agreement. There's been one change to the agreement. The only change to the agreement is that one of the businesses that we contract with to do audits has changed its name. Happy to take any questions from the jury as well.
It's the same agreement, no difference, just the name change. Got a motion second? Any more discussion? Is all in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
you, Mr. LeBron. Okay, move the agenda. Public Work and Equipment, Mr. Jason McCray.
Okay, just sometime last week, we had a, public work meeting, and we referred a couple items to, Finance Committee, and we'll be getting back with you with that at the next meeting. But, I want to say, thank you to our DPW crew. We had, some people from the Galilee Baptist Church out on Wilson Fire Tower Road. They wanted to commend our, staff and our group for the work they did out there. And they, really said it was nice, the road was graded, worked real well, and I just wanted to, say thank you to our DPW crew, because we don't get calls like that too often. And thank you, so, we'd like to commend them for a job well done.
Thank you, fellas. Anything else, Mr. McCray?
That'll be all.
Being in property, Mr. Dick Steve.
I don't have anything, Mr. President, but I did talk to Ms. Yamisha. We're gonna schedule a, Building and Properties Committee meeting, probably before our next general meeting. And that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Homeland Security, Mr. Darrell Buell. Before you speak, you saw my committee reports, who my Homeland Security Director is, who I've reappointed. So congratulations.
Okay, Darrell Bueller, Homeland Security, East Feliciana Parish. The biggest thing we're working on right now, coming up Friday, is gonna be the weather.
Oh, yeah.
They're not sure how low that front's gonna come. We got a meeting with GOSEP planned Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock to give us the final say on it. I know the school board, they're already planning on sending the kids home with their lessons for Monday to be able to work from home, because even they talking about the chance of, frozen rain, which is ice. So, hey, if it quits, it's supposed to start sometime Friday and work its way on through the state of Louisiana. And by Sunday, if we still got ice, it will not evaporate all by the time we get ready to put the kids on the bus Monday morning. So we'll be meeting at 4 o'clock Monday morning to make sure, but we'll know going in, hey, if we got ice Sunday evening, there's no school. They're gonna work from home on it. And, if it seems like we're gonna have a bunch of ice on the roads here, we're gonna do a partial activation of the EOC. We're not gonna get everybody there, but we will get the key players there.
In case of an emergency, already signed a preemptive.
Yeah, we got Lewis to sign the declaration today, so if something hits, hey, we already have it signed. I'll be, taking it up to the clerk of court, filing it there and sending it to the state.
We try to be proactive.
Yeah. And we'll be getting up on that. That way we can give Frost and them enough heads up. If we need to start sanding bridges, we can.
And another thing, check your phone. He always send an alert out. I get when the weather's bad. I always check your phone.
I do 6 sites on social media, on Facebook. We do the police jury site, the Homeland Security site, and we do a Nexel test for everybody to let them know where it's going and what we're looking at. So kind of be ready somewhere around noon Thursday. They said they'll know by then exactly what we're looking at.
Better be safe than sorry.
Yep.
We've got enough sand and we've got enough,
Enough sand
all
bags,
the
whatever.
stuff that we need from.
Yes, ma'am. Stockpile.
Yeah.
Do we keep it outside in the ice or do we?
No, it's in a building. Yeah. And we're gonna see how bad it is. If we gotta get more, we will get more.
Any questions from the audience, from the jury? Anything else, Mr. Bureau?
No, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I'm gonna back up. Administrative matters and treasury report. It's your show. I skipped you, I'm sorry.
I didn't have anything, I just wanted to thank, Mr. Frosty, Mr. Hill and his crew. Also, they got out because we were expecting some bad weather over the holiday and the weekend, but they did get out. It did get pretty cold as well. They did get out and, get some sand out on some of the bridges and things. That's the only thing I have. Do you have anything?
No, ma'am.
I just want to thank you for being more proactive. Thank you, sir, instead of being reactive. Thank you. Okay, commission and board reports. Planning on to meet next Tuesday, Mr. Whitman? Good enough. Public comment. Anything from the public? If not,
I had a comment,
please do.
actually, two. One, thank you for the reappointment to the head of the Finance Committee. And then, Mr. Derrick, I'd like to have a word with you before we adjourn.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Well, leave, yes, after we adjourn, but before I leave, so,
Okay,
yes.
If no other business take care of, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Time to go. Thank you all for coming.